Get ready to experience a podcast like no other. Join Mike and Sean, two friends who share a love of cinema as they explore films of all kinds. Just sit back, grab yourself some popcorn, and let's all rewatch the movies.
Hello, and welcome back to Let's All Rewatch the Movies. I am Mike, and I'm joined by the magic to my bird, Mr. Sean Beckerman. Sean, how's it going?
Hey, yo.
Nice. Real nice.
How's it going?
Good. Nice. How was your week?
All right. Busy, eventful. Something's happening in the wrestling world, which we'll talk about in the debut of our new podcast coming up.
You still watch wrestling?
Yes, I do, which will debut the day after this releases.
Right. If this is releasing on Tuesday, look for You Still Watch Wrestling on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yes, we pushed it up 2 weeks as a result of it happening, which we'll talk about then. We won't put it down on people right now. Yeah, there's a death in the wrestling family, and we'll talk about it on the new podcast.
So on a more lighter note, we'll be watching a movie that came out in 1994, Blue Chips, starring Nick Nolte and Shaq and Penny Hardaway.
I never understood what it meant at first. I remember loving the movie, but I really understand what a blue chips meant, even though I heard blue chipper all the time in pro wrestling. He's a blue chipper.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. This movie was I think it was a before its time. It was pretty. It's a good movie. My brother and I remember watching it a lot growing up. It was fun to see Shaq and those two playing together, and like all the little cameos that are happening through the whole movie. We're watching this because this month it's March, and we're doing March Madness previews of different basketball movies. We have this week, and then I think we're going to do one more next week, but I'm not going to tell you which one. You have to tune in to find out.
Gonzaga. I always like saying that this time of year.
Gonzaga or Gonzaga? I think it's Gonzaga.
Gonzaga. I like Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
So this was released February 18th, 1994.
1994. I was a young 13 going on 14 that year. Were you? I guess you were 11 going on 12. Is that true?
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm excited. Looking forward to this.
Here we go. We'll talk about the massive cameos and some of the fun facts and did you knows. This movie runs an hour and 8 minutes. Join us along. We'll give you the timestamps as we move throughout this blue chipper. And we'll recap it towards the end and give our rotten potatoes. So we're going to count down in 3, 2, 1, play. 3, 2, 1, play.
Blue Chips.
We're looking at now 3, 4, 5 on the timestamp. So we talked about like the massive cameos, right? So I have a list here, Mike.
Let me hear
of course,
the cameos.
Starring Shaq and Penny Hardaway, Anthony Hardaway. I remember collecting their rookie cards.
Yes.
And cameos included who we discussed last week: Bob Knight, Rick Pitino, George Raveling, Bob Cousy, Larry Bird, Jerry Tarkanian. Is that you see his name?
Tarkanian.
Yes. Matt Painter, Alan Houston, Dick Vitale, yeah, baby.
Oh, yeah.
And others, which we'll get into. Bobby Hurley, Louis Gossett Jr.
Yeah. Louis Gossett Jr. makes a cameo in this movie.
Yeah. I mean, this is as Bobby Knight as you get right here. We talked about the inspiration of Hoosiers, but
right.
And then you fast forward, I think around the year 2000, around that time I was in college, the Bobby Knight throwing the chair, flipping out.
Yeah, throwing the chair across throwing the chair across the basketball court, you know?
Yep.
That was the whole thing that Bobby Knight was he was hurting his players. He was attacking his players. Right? Yep. I like Nick Nolte in this movie. He's good.
I love Nick Nolte. Okay, right now, favorite Nick Nolte movie.
48 Hours with Eddie Murphy.
Boom. I loved it.
You know, it's funny. You know, yes, I think Nick Nolte is like, you know, Pete Bell is kind of based off of Bobby Knight, but like the team itself, you know, how successful it is probably is based off of UCLA.
Mm-hmm.
because college
Yeah, that's
basketball,
fair.
UCLA was the dominant team. They won, I think, what, 8 championships in a row between like Bill Walton and Lou Alcindor the whole those years.
Yeah, yeah.
And we all know who Lou Alcindor is, correct? Oh, you
Throw it
don't
at
know
me.
who
No.
Lou Alcindor is? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh yes. Well, I've been watching the new Winning Team
Yeah. He's
on
on that team.
Showtime.
He was on that first year team. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic and James Worthy.
I know, but you have to watch it. It's on Showtime. It's
Yeah.
about when Jerry Buss took over the Lakers. It's phenomenal. I'm like
They hired
two
Pat.
episodes
I'll have to
in.
watch it.
It's phenomenal. Yeah, they just ended with the episode where Jerry West quit.
Oh, really? He quit the Lakers.
Yeah, yeah.
Jerry, you know what
And
Jerry
they
West?
just signed Magic.
You know what Jerry West is famous for? He's the NBA
What?
logo. He's the NBA logo.
Oh yeah, he is the silhouette and the logo. Yes, they talk about that in the show. Great show, Mike.
Do they talk about
It's
the
really
show?
good. Yeah,
I'll have to.
It's
watch
also they film it in a way that it's not modern technology. It looks like it's filmed in the 70s. So
Oh,
it's like
cool.
blurry video and pixelated. So it looks like you're watching film from the 70s.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
It's really done.
I saw
really
that.
well.
I want to
recommend
watch it.
Yeah.
There's a lot, I
Yeah.
started watching Pam and Tommy on Hulu
Okay. Oh, jeez.
because that was like prime, like when I was in school. So I was like, I gotta see this. This is great. And Seth Rogen's in it. I love Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Ed
Well,
O'Neill.
I
forgot
can't
about
comment.
that.
I watched Joe versus Carol, so I can't.
Oh, you watched?
I'm not any better. I'm not. Any
I
better.
haven't. I have not seen. I have not seen the Tiger King thing yet.
Yeah. I suggest not
forgot.
getting into it. I fell into it because of pandemic. The
Yeah,
talk.
right. Yeah, it was huge. Now during the pandemic, I played video games. I played Animal Crossing for like hours on end.
I mean, it was Daisy all the way. Zombie
Who's-
survival game.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's an open world environment. That's what
What's
I was
it
looking
called?
for. I
What's
met
it called?
Daisy. It's on Game Pass. I think it was. I'm not sure if it still is on Game Pass on Xbox. But
Okay, I haven't played that before.
it's phenomenal. It's got its flaws, but I like the open concept. You fight zombies, you can team up with people. You're in a world. I think it takes. I forgot where it's in another country.
There's a funny. My daughter. I was talking about Kevin Hart and Shaquille O'Neal and
Yeah.
how tall Shaquille O'Neal is. How I would just say, Shaq is so much taller than Kevin Hart. And my daughter goes, "What is a shack?" I said, "What is a shack?" And I showed her a picture of what a shack is, and she was laughing.
Let's see. Okay, throughout this movie, if my Alexa, I can't say it too loud, it goes off. She's starting to go off already because I added the Shaq voice.
Oh,
So when you
really?
say, "Hey, Shaq," he'll start talking.
That's funny.
So I'm curious if he'll go off during this movie.
What is a shack? It's priceless. I laughed so hard when she said that.
He owns the name Marilyn Monroe. He owns it.
Shaq owns the name Marilyn
The
Monroe.
license of yeah.
Why is he own that? He owns weird
He
stuff.
j- He's smart. It was
Yeah.
open. I'm buy it. It goes right
Yeah.
to him. He owns Forever 21.
Yes, I do
Like
that.
I watched
knew
this
that.
clip of him just listing all the things he goes. What is
He has
it?
a lot of money, and he goes out and he
He
helps
invests.
a lot of people. He helps a lot
Yeah.
of people. I like him more now than I did when he was a
playing,
basketball
yeah.
player.
Yeah. And see who's right there? Rick Fox.
Rick Fox,
Rick
and then
Fox?
there's Rick Pitino. Rick Pitino is the coach of this other team that the Dolphins, the Western
Rick
Dolphins.
Fox
are
was the
playing.
go-to guy for an NBA player that's going to be an actor. He was
Yeah.
in a show with Courtney Cox years ago. Or
Oh
a
yeah,
decade
he
ago.
was. You're right.
Yeah.
Rick Pitino, he's still coaching. I think.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
I
he's
think
still
so.
coaching. He was coaching Louisville. Do you have a count of basketball action for this movie?
I will look at not offhand. Right now, I think it beats Hoosiers already.
I think it might have already beaten Hoosiers.
Yeah.
I was so shocked about the amount of basketball footage in that movie.
know,
I was
I
talking
get
to my
you.
wife about it, and I was like, "How much? I mean, you've seen the movie." And she's like, "Yes." How many? And she said 25 minutes. I was like, you'd be dead wrong. She was surprised.
He's the coach of Iona Gales men's basketball
Who
since
is?
2020.
Rick Pitino?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Because he left Louisville because of sanctions or something.
Mm-hmm.
He was always like this. Like he would always leave programs just right before they went through like this NCAA violations.
Yeah. Okay, let's see if I get the time here.
I was just watching a documentary on YouTube about the founder of Under Armour.
Yeah.
And he talked about how Under Armour started getting really huge after being in a movie. And what movie was that?
The Game Plan, right?
No, before that.
No, because I was talking to my kids about it, saying,
Yeah.
the Under Armour's everywhere. Oh, was it Any Given Sunday?
Yes, Any Given
Right?
Sunday.
I knew it was on there,
yeah.
right? Yes. And then the Game Plan pushed it up to the next level with The Rock.
Yes,
The Rock
right.
is what's making Under Armour now, I think.
Yes, I would agree.
He's the Michael Jordan of
Under Armour.
Under Armour, yeah.
Sure. It was funny, like they were talking about how Under Armour came about and that they made their money off of Any Given Sunday because Any Given Sunday bought like 435 shirts or something for them, and they charged him. They charged like $44,000 for them, and the company paid it because they didn't know it was gonna be that much, but they still had to pay it.
Oh, we just saw the punt. He just punted the ball.
So Pete Bell has a very volatile temper, and he just grabbed the game ball and kicked it into the stands. Nowadays, that would
White
go.
Man Can't Jump. That was really like your prototypical basketball movie, right? Would you say?
I love that. I love that movie. Yeah, that's a good movie.
And they just took different takes on basketball. We saw Hoosiers was a staple.
Yeah.
You know, modern day White Man Can't Jump.
Yeah.
And this just gives you a different insight to basketball.
Right. This was a really good basketball movie because it really took basketball players and put them in the movie. Like, that's Bob Cousy. He was a professional basketball player.
I like this movie because behind the scenes stuff, like we're gonna watch come NFL draft season. There's a movie we're gonna be watching then that I'm excited to watch again because it took you behind the scenes, of the sports we love. And the institutions.
Yeah. Nick Nolte looks so young in this movie.
He was in a recent where he was the president and a retired president.
Oh, really? He's the voice of the guy on in The Mandalorian,
right?
Yeah,
yes.
This is I Have Spoken.
I started watching. I'm on the second episode of Boba Fett.
Get through the second episode, and
it's
then
tough.
third episode.
I'm struggling.
I told you. Episode 3
I fell
was
asleep
good.
in the middle of the second episode.
Yeah, episode 3 is good, but was it 4, 5, and 6, or 5, 6, and 7? It's Mandalorian.
I'm holding out. I'm trying to hold out. Yeah. I saw Boba Fett's twins.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, look at young
Ed O'Neill.
Ed O'Neill.
Al Bundy. So he's questioning Pete
Bell.
Bell.
20 years later after this, he would have great success in Modern Family.
Yeah, he had like a resurrection, a career resurrection.
Which I think was a show that became more popular than Married with Children, which is hard to do.
Yeah.
And Modern Family was
it was on. I think Modern Family was on longer than Married with Children.
Married with Children, right? Yeah, I think so as well. Great show.
Yeah. Ed O'Neill, what Ed O'Neill was doing was he was accusing him of alleged recruiting violations.
Yes, which was popular at the time, right?
Yes, yeah.
When those claims
still this day,
to this day,
that.
Why did I say it that way?
I don't know why you said that way.
To this day.
To this day.
Sorry.
And there is Mary McConnell, which I remember her from Sneakers with Robert Redford and Sidney Poitier.
Did not see it.
You've never seen Sneakers?
No, I saw Sandals.
Writing that down. Sneakers.
That was such a good joke. You fucking let it slide.
I would if you had said I've seen Sneakers, but I also enjoyed Sandals. then I'd say yeah, I would have given it to
But
you.
it wouldn't work because I didn't see
I can't,
sneakers.
but I'm in like shock that you haven't seen Sneakers.
I
Do you
saw
know who's in,
loafers.
do you do you know who's in Sneakers? It's an amazing cast: Robert Redford, Sidney Poitier, River Phoenix, Dan Aykroyd. That's an amazing cast. Oh, Ben Kingsley.
Okay, Robert Redford, I could take it or leave him.
Wow, really? Take it or leave Robert Redford.
Well, I think only like one thing he was in I can't remember what it was. It was a recent.
A most
I don't
recent
know what it
one.
Yeah.
He was great in The Natural,
Yeah,
Barefoot in the Park.
didn't see that.
Never saw Barefoot in the Park.
I saw Fully Clothed.
Got those little zingers about movies.
So what is with this? He's in sneakers. He's in barefoot. What's with the feet?
Barefoot in the Park is a Neil Simon play. So Nick Nolte is supposed to be 50 years old
So are
in
they
this
divorced
movie.
here, right? So he's seeing his ex-wife.
This is his ex-wife, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but she still helps him out with players. Like a
Okay,
player. What?
I can't relate to the scene. Go ahead. Sorry.
So he runs this clean program, and
Mm-hmm.
the players, if they start failing out, he goes to her for help to give them tutoring. And so what he needs, he needs her for to keep his team clean and still being able to play. And they still are very close, as you can see.
Yeah, which is rare.
Yeah, it's not. It's yeah. But he's supposed to be 50 years old in 1990 in this movie. How old is Nick Nolte?
Late 70s, I'd say now, right? Let me say.
He's 81.
Yep. So I was gonna say like 79.
He's 81 years old.
Yeah.
She just said he was 50, but in 1994 he was 53.
I remember
So
when I was little, I was in love with 48 Hours. Anytime it was on, I had to watch it. Something about it.
it was great. Yeah, 48 Hours is great. I have to put that on the list.
Now, did you like another 48 Hours?
Not as good as the first one.
No.
You can see his apartment here has really nothing. He's not decorated, nothing. He's just got game tape after game tape after game tape. You can
It just
show
shows
how he's just dedicated to his
life
craft.
is basketball.
Right. His life is basketball.
Simplistic. Yeah.
And that's why he's divorced, right?
Yeah.
And
Well,
so like
we'll go back to Any Given Sunday. Al Pacino, his life was football.
right, yeah, he had no life besides that.
I mean, you could say also, Gene Hackman, his character, he was single. He met,
Right.
a love interest in the movie, but
So the season's
probably the
over. What? Go ahead.
most successful, I think, marriage for coaches in movies or TV probably is Friday Night Lights, I'd say.
The movie or the TV show?
Both.
Both. Okay. Okay.
Both.
Look at his shoes. They're wearing
I was
Reeboks.
going to say Reeboks.
Are there any professional athletes that wear Reebok sneakers anymore?
No, I don't think you can, right? They don't
I
have
don't
to wear
think
Nike.
so.
I think they have to wear Nike, but any type of Nike,
Right.
except for Jordans. They can't wear the Jordans.
They can't wear Jordans, but Jordan's on their. Oh, that's football. It's so weird to see Michael Jordan on a football jersey.
Yeah, when I went to the next game a couple weeks ago, they have the kicks cam, they call it. So they show you the shoe,
Yeah.
then they zoom up to the player that's wearing the shoe.
Gotcha.
And it's Penny.
No, that's not Penny. That's Tony. That's the kid that
Oh wait,
he's
I'm
trying
sorry.
to.
Yeah, Yeah.
He's the kid who's been on this team
Where's
for a long
Penny?
time.
Penny. Where is he? I know he's here, right?
He's not here yet. He has to go recruit
No,
him. He's got to recruit him.
I have to refresh the memory. Oh boy.
And so he's trying to keep Tony straight because he doesn't want to lose him, and he's
Yeah.
he's out getting people
Promiscuous.
pregnant. So here's Bob Cousy, doesn't miss. All one take here.
Same shot, like same way it hits the
Same
rim,
shot.
everything.
There's no excuse for anybody to not be able to hit a free throw.
He shoots better than the Knicks right now. Free throws.
Yes, he does. And he's not even using his left hand to guide the ball. He's just shooting it right in.
One-handed. Yeah.
So they're discussing the fact that they know that people are buying kids out of high school,
but he'll refuse to do that.
He can't do it. He won't do it.
Yeah. And this eats away at him too, that he's being pressured to do so.
Because he knows if he doesn't, it's going to pass him by.
He's trying to compete against people that are playing dirty.
Right. You can't do that. He doesn't want to get caught. He wants to be. He wants to have a clean program.
Was William Friedkin, who also made The Exorcist and The French Connection.
Okay. Now he shoots left-handed. Now he shoots left-handed and right-handed. Heart. He draws this huge heart on his whiteboard.
So the three main recruits in the movie were actually blue chip athletes. Shaq spent nearly 2 decades in the NBA, winning 4 championships with the Lakers and the Heat. Penny was an NBA All-Star, played 15 seasons with 4 different teams.
He coaches Memphis now. He coaches Memphis University.
Nova was a star on the Indiana University team that lost to Duke in the '92 Final Four, just a couple years prior. Though he played a Pro Bowl overseas.
Yeah, because I know he never played in the NBA.
Yeah. Nolte's been nominated for 3 Academy Awards. 2-time Oscar nominee Mary McDonnell. That's right. She was in Dances with Wolves.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep.
4-time Emmy winner Alfred Woodard.
JT Walsh is in this too.
Yeah. Robert
I love JT Walsh. Is Robert Wills in this movie?
Yeah. Passion of the Christ star. Was it Jim Caviezel, right? Is that his name?
He's in this too?
Yeah. He was as an unaccredited basketball player.
Oh, cool. So I'm going to keep looking for him then.
Yeah. I don't know where exactly, but I know he's
I have to look for him.
Credited. Yeah.
Like you hear just like Pete Bell is just screaming like to his players what to do.
Yeah, we would mention Rick Fox.
Yeah. There's Allen Houston.
Kevin Garnett
right
was. Yep. Kevin Garnett was in it, but unaccredited as well.
Was he? Okay. I'll have to keep looking for
Keith
Kevin
Smart.
Garnett. That coach for this team, he's somebody familiar. I can't remember what his name is. They're losing 73-56. They're getting blown out at home, which for them to lose at home is a big deal because I know they said something about them being undefeated for a while.
Yes. Well, here the team's wearing down because they're lacking talent, hence going for bigger recruits.
They used to be able to
Butch McRae.
Butch McRae, that's right. They were able to recruit blue chip players because of their prestige of the program. Yeah. But now that prestige isn't good enough because people are putting out money to get these blue chippers.
So so right now, I mean,
He's getting booed,
He's contemplating: do I fight fire with fire and go where I don't want to go,
right?
or do I lose and eventually lose my job and someone else comes in and does what I should do?
Right, whatever they say. And so I think
Yeah,
that's when they bring. That's when he goes, "All right, what can I do?" Right? He just breaks down and says, "Fine," because he still loves basketball. But he also loves to win.
yeah.
So he's willing to risk it all to run a less than clean program, as he would say. And he goes right away. They're losers.
We're losers, not they. We're losers. He's saying him too.
Uh, Tony is flunking TV.
My final semester in college.
Yeah.
I think I had credits to just blow, so I took a TV course.
Right.
I
TV
got
production.
straight A's. No, we watch films,
Oh, okay.
old like the films from the 30s.
Uh-huh.
I have to think of what we watched. Citizen Kane, movies
Yeah.
like that. We watched. We had to write a paper, at the end.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah. I took a class
I
like
got
that.
took 5 classes, got 4 A's and 1 B plus. Got a B plus in freaking TV class. You know why?
Why?
Because he made rules. You had to use font 11 size font
Yeah.
and have it be 2 pages in length. Any more,
Wow.
you get in the credits. I couldn't
11.
take out anything. I was a little over two and a quarter pages. So I changed the font to 10.5 to fit it all in 2 pages. He
Wow.
knew I changed to 10.5 and deducted me from an A to a B plus for the font change.
That's wild.
Yes. I think the story is better than getting the A. So
It is, right? That is a better
Yeah.
story to have.
yeah.
There is Butch McRae,
Yep.
Ricky Rowe, and Neon. What is his name? Neon Baudet or something like that.
Yep. Neon. What's a neon?
What's a neon? So there's
Like my kids know Shaq. They know Shaq. Or
Yeah.
uh,
What
He's
is
Shaq,
a
Shaq.
Shaq? What is a Shaq?
Shaq wrestled a few months ago in AEW.
Oh, he did. Jeez.
Shaq's talking. Shaq. Hey, Shaq. Off. He started talking to her.
That's funny.
Yeah, he wrestled a few months ago.
All right, so he's going on a recruiting assignment, right? He's going to Chicago, Illinois to recruit Butch McRae.
That was my childhood nickname, Butch.
Butch, that's right. Butch 316.
That's right.
That's right.
So I just whipped your ass.
That's right. And so here it is, Butch McRae.
Happy post 316 day.
That's right. Happy post 316 day. We're filming this on St. Patrick's Day.
We should
recording
watch
it.
The Leprechaun.
Yeah, right. Actually, we should have done that. So you can see that Butch McRae is far more talented than anybody else on the court.
I mean,
It's a real shame
In
with
real
Penny
life,
Hardaway.
yeah, I was gonna say he was a huge prospect. I mean, he
Yeah.
did well, but not. I
He
don't
got
think
hurt. He got
Yeah.
hurt. As soon as you get hurt, like you hurt your knee, you're done. You're
Yeah, a couple little things away from being a Kobe.
Yeah.
He could have been what Kobe was to Shaq. He could have been
yeah.
there.
So there's Syracuse's coach, Jim. What's his name? Jim Hellman. And then what? And then Fran Tarkenton.
Yes,
And,
yes. Frank Tarkenton, yep.
No, not Tarkenton. Fran, not Jerry. Jerry Parisian.
No, Jerry Tarkanian.
Tarkanian. That's it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What's the other guy's name with the glasses right there? What's his name? He coaches Seattle. Not Seattle. Syracuse. Jim Lyman.
So there's Jerry Tarkanian. There's Rick Pitino, Matt Painter,
Yeah.
Jim Boeheim.
Jim Bohan. That's him. That's him.
Yeah.
That's him. And there's Louis Gossett Jr.,
Yeah.
which
And Blue Chip. It was filmed in Frankfort, Indiana. the interior of the arena,
Oh, really?
um, and French Lick, Indiana, as well,
That's where
and also in Chicago and Orleans,
that's
and
where
in Los Angeles on the campus of University of South Carolina,
uh,
oh California, sorry.
California.
Yeah.
French Lick. That's where Larry Bird's from.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned that last week. Nick Nolte actually shadowed Bobby Knight, during many of his games in 1992 to research the role.
Oh, cool.
And we'll talk. He does appear in the film with no lines, but you will see him in the
Yeah.
film.
So Nick Beat Bell knows the principal of this school because you flash back to Tony on the he was already on the team. He went to the same school.
Yeah.
So she wants. So we're talking about money here now. Money wants to be. She wants money for her to even talk to anybody about her son.
I mean, these parents are prepared. They want to get the most out. They feel that this is their opportunity to set their families up. So let's take the most out of it.
You're right.
Make the most out of it.
Generations. This
Yeah.
they make
Generational wealth.
generation taken care of. I get he lives in the projects in Chicago,
Yeah.
so you have a chance to get out. She's gonna make the best of it. Wow, look at that lock, lock from the
Yeah.
locked from the inside.
Like it's a store,
Yeah.
a brick and mortar, if you will.
So like he comes in, he's making good with everybody.
Oh, he's on his game.
Right. But she
Like
knows.
Coach
Like she
Hayden
knows.
Fox. Coach Hayden Fox was the master at doing that.
That was the best show.
Oh,
Coach.
three,
I
two,
love
3 years ago,
Coach.
Mike, New
Yeah.
Year's Eve, Coach Marathon.
Oh,
I watched
nice.
like 14 straight hours of Coach.
I wanted
It was
watching
phenomenal.
watching that show made me want to be a football coach. I wanted
Right?
to be a football coach in college and just be able to recruit players and make a team. That's how I play most of my
One of my
video
favorite
games.
TV shows. One of my favorite TV shows of all time.
Yeah.
Coach.
And now, the last couple of seasons was when he became a professional coach. The
Yes, for
Orlando
Orlando.
Breakers, the Orlando
Yes.
Breakers,
Yes.
and the
I liked
new
it too, though. It was good. I liked it
yeah.
too. And then moving
There's
to
a
Florida.
new
And
the new was
Jerry
it the
Van Dyke.
USFL team? It's called the Breakers. There's a Breakers team.
Yes.
So they're talking about he wants to be able to come in and start
He wants to play.
automatically.
He wants to get the most amount of time
Yeah.
to
This is
basically show the NBA what he
before
could do.
right. This is before the one and done thing.
Yes. Yes.
Players went from high school to college and actually
Yes.
played. You know, they actually played more than 1 year,
Yes.
and then all of a sudden they do the one and done because they stopped going from high. I guess like
I
after.
love this scene.
Oh, he's setting up the offense
Yeah.
for him, right?
Yeah.
So many players have gone from one and done.
Yeah.
It's ruined college basketball.
Well, you also look at LeBron, high school kid.
Could you imagine if LeBron went to college? Like I would have loved to see him go to college and see how that would have been.
Him in a March Madness tournament.
Right? It would have been amazing.
A picture, our kids, 8 years from now being in the NBA. It's
Yeah,
astonishing.
I can't.
Young.
Can't even think of that. I can't even fathom that. Especially since my kids don't play basketball. In
Mine's in the championship game.
I'm like, wow, 8 years they're in they're in high school basketball. I'm shocked.
My son's really good at defense. He's like Charles Oakley. They're in the
Charles
championship game this weekend.
Oh, nice. Good
Yeah.
luck to him on that.
Yes. Because what Nick Nolte's saying here is that he'll make his money in the NBA,
Right.
Don't sell yourself out now when it's illegal to do so.
Right. Because yeah, what she's doing now is illegal. Like it's against
Yes.
NCAA
Yeah. So
rules.
play
Well,
well, do well, make your money in the NBA.
right. But as you can see,
And
she wants
okay,
to get out of that now. She doesn't want to be
so
in that house now.
I got some facts about this, Mike. They're in French Lick now. Head to French Lick.
Right.
So local radio station WSLM 98.9 could be heard in the car. In the final version, the scene was edited out, so it doesn't have the actual audio from
Oh, from the actual
WSLM.
radio.
Yep. So he's headed, right. We see him driving in French, like what you said, which is hometown of Larry Bird.
Hometown Larry Bird.
And the scene, there he is.
There's Larry Bird right now on his
Yep.
his own basketball court.
Yep. This is the actual outdoor court of Larry Bird's home. This was actually the same court located on the property that Bird had purchased in the early 80s. That was used in a Converse television commercial in 1984 starring Bird and Magic.
Oh, yeah, I remember that commercial. My brother was a big Larry Bird fan.
I know he was. They talk a bit, about in the new series, about should Bird pick first,
Oh, right.
Bird should be picked first for more diversity since
Right.
there's a lot of black athletes, and but with the new leadership,
Right.
they wanted Magic,
Right. Well, like Larry Bird and Magic Johnson, their careers are forever locked because in college they played each other in college against it was the Indiana State Sycamores versus the Michigan Spartans, and then he goes to go from college to professionals, and it's the Celtics versus the Lakers.
Yeah, they made a video game, Magic versus Bird.
It was a video game versus Bird, yeah. So this
right
guy,
now we're at the timestamp of 34 minutes and now 10 seconds. You were saying, Mike?
this is the second blue chipper that he's seeing.
Yes.
Who's
doing his tour.
Doing his tour, and he's got a little bit of like a Larry Bird-esque quality to him. But the funny thing is, like, you can see how different he is compared to Butch, where Butch wants to be able to play basketball and ready to play basketball. And this guy, he's about making the money. He's more like Butch's mom, right?
Yes.
He's worried about he's talking about the girls that he's going to meet and the money he wants to make now, not like he
in
said,
the NBA.
He said the money's going to be there. The money's going to be there.
Again, but also they're thinking I can get injured.
Yeah, I understand.
But I mean, I can understand fighting for scholarship, because you want education. Because say something happens, you have education,
right,
to fall back on.
So this guy, he actually played in Europe.
Yes.
Okay.
He did not play in the NBA, but he was a blue chipper.
So here we go. Now the dad's talking to Pete Bell about he wants a new tractor. It's like he's giving a wish list.
Yes, like Santa.
Yeah. And Big Pete Bell's like, okay, a tractor. So he knows he's not going to be able to get him a tractor because he wants a clean program. So just because they're not his rules, he can break them, even though he doesn't care about bending them.
So what's interesting, this did shape kind of the NBA draft in '93 because filming alongside Penny Hardaway led Shaq to recommend the Magic to him so that they would play together.
Is that how it happened? Yeah. Is that how it happened?
Yeah,
cool.
Which they did in the '93 draft when they traded the number 1 pick overall, Chris Webber, to the Golden State Warriors.
That's right. That was
Hardaway, and then 3 future first round. That was huge, right?
It was a huge. It was very drawn out, dramatic trade. I remember vividly now, like David Stern being surprised the fact that they traded Chris Webber from the Fab Five,
yes,
for Anthony Hardaway from Memphis, who really nobody really knew who Anthony Hardaway was.
Oh,
Now,
well,
granted, Anthony Hardaway was a good player, but he was also not Chris Webber. Like
no, Chris
Chris
Webber
Webber's a Hall
was.
of Famer.
Yeah, yeah.
Anthony Hardaway is not a Hall of Famer. It didn't turn out to be a Hall
Despite
of
his
Famer.
little blunder he had calling a timeout when there was no timeouts left.
You see, no one said that he was a smart player. Chris Webber was a good basketball player. He wasn't a
Yeah.
smart player.
Yeah.
I was a big Chris Webber fan. I was.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember when he traded him from Orlando. I was like so excited because he was going to play right next to Shaq. I'm like, that's going to be
Yeah.
amazing. Shaq and Chris Webber.
Went to Golden State.
And they traded him to Golden State, and then he like disappeared because Golden State was terrible.
I know. It's not like they are now.
Not they are
had
now. No,
decades of poor play.
Long time. They were terrible for a long time. This is the Warriors.
So with both on the roster, the Magic recorded the best record in the Eastern Conference in the 94-95 regular season and made the first NBA Finals appearance in franchise history.
That was because Michael Jordan wasn't playing, though. You got to remember that, too.
Yes. Al Hoffman was Nick Nolte's stand-in for the Indiana and Chicago portions of the film.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So he's meeting this guy that I guess he's like a semi-recruiter for him, like these
Yes.
kids that don't really know.
A headhunter in a way.
Yeah. And he's got this story where he grew too big to be in the army, and he played JC ball in New Mexico. He's got like this huge backstory. And he's like, where can I meet him? He goes, you meet him in Algiers, Louisiana, in the swamps. He treks through all the swamps. You can see this guy.
Well, a funny thing is, but this movie was really popular just to be around these cameos, these athletes.
Yeah.
Because in some movies, extras get a small amount of payment, some don't, meanwhile, for Blue Chips, extras were paying to be there to see Shaq and Penny Hardaway.
They were paying to be in the movie. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Like he took him through the jungle, cross he could cross train tracks down. He's running with these bunch of kids in this street here. They don't know where he has no idea where he's going. He's sweating to death.
But I think he loves this though. He loves
and remember when they met, it was
challenge.
It was nighttime when they met, and now it's
Yes.
the middle of the day. So they were really looking for this guy. And now they go into some warehouse, and everybody's watching, and then there's this guy. This guy, it's just monster player, just dunking it on people.
Like when you're a kid, like
right?
You can't wait to collect this guy's card.
I have his card. I have his rookie card.
I sold it. I sold
you
it.
You did?
Yeah,
Nick Nolte's Pete Bella's jaw is like dropping. Nobody can stop Shaq.
No.
I'm sorry, Neon Baudet.
Neon.
But it was Neon.
Hey Shaq, is your name Neon?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I had Shaq's. The rookie card where it's like him dunking on the three times.
Yeah.
I've got that card.
Yeah, my son's very upset that I don't have those cards.
I'll bring it with me when I come over to your house. I can show it to him.
Great. It'll go over well.
What's Shaq now? You can compare Shaq to Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid, they say he's Shaq and Hakeem Olajuwon. If they had a baby, they make Joel Embiid.
I didn't realize how good he was until a couple weeks ago when I saw him play live.
He's pretty cool. He's pretty amazing, right?
They were chanting MVP in the Garden.
Yeah, he better be MVP.
Was shooting free throws.
He had 8 straight games with 40 points or more. 8.
Well, I was watching over the weekend the Knicks and the Nets playing. Kevin Durant, had almost 50 points. Almost.
And then 2 days later, Kyrie Irving had 63. First time ever a team has ever done that. Now, see, he's pretending that he's been to a Pentecostal church before.
Yes.
He's trying to schmooze Neon,
do what it
right?
takes.
But Neon's like, I don't really care. Like, you can't do that. He scored a 580 on his SATs. He can't even get into college.
So it's a good thing you mentioned that, because the kind of Penny and Shaq's characters mirrored their real lives in a way.
Yeah, I say so.
So Shaq said he scored a 780.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
so
so not as low, but you know,
right.
yeah,
He said you had to have a 700 to get into college.
yeah. So that was back when the SATs were up 1600. I know it's different now,
Yeah, they changed.
but yeah.
So he's giving them a tour through the college. Butch and Neon and Ricky. Ricky sees the girls. That's what he's there for, right? Did you tell me what stadium are they using right here to film this? Do you know?
Yeah, so I think I have that.
It's got to be a college stadium.
I think I said it earlier, but let me check.
You said USC. Is this the USC stadium?
Frankfort, Indiana, and it was also on the campus of University of South Carolina, California.
Okay. Ricky Rowe.
See, this is a typical tactic, hearing what it's like to have their name, called.
Neon Bodo.
What are Neon?
I am 7 foot.
I mean, especially now, Shaq's like, thicker now. He's huge.
Thick. Yeah, he is.
Well,
this was
what size
Shaq's
shoe does he wear?
For 23, 23 or 32. This is his first movie,
Shaq,
right, Shaq?
What's your shoe size?
I've got the voice that'll rock your speakers. I'm like Alexa if she wore size 22 sneakers.
22, he said.
22. That was close. 23.
Yeah. I have to ask him. He knows. He'll tell me.
Right. And so now Pete is bringing Neon to go and see his wife, who's a teacher. And look how cute. Like, he's so much taller than they are. Right. She knows that he wants her to tutor him.
In real life, there was so much buzz around him. He was like the next. They were thinking, like, comparing the next Kareem. In a way,
he was huge. Like he.
The new. Yeah.
Remember when he used to dunk and bring the backboard down with him?
Yeah.
He stopped games because he won. I know. Remember, he brought a shot clock down. He brought the whole basket down. He broke the hydraulics in the whole net. I remember that vividly.
And with him, if he made a foul shot, fans will go crazy, because it's not like he made them all the time. He was a terrible free throw shooter.
Right. As the years went on, the defenses became they played the shack-a-hack defense. So they would foul him on purpose to put him on the line, because
at least maybe cut his points in half.
It was better to give him 1 point than 2 points, or no points. By the end of his career, nobody really cared anymore. Nobody really cared if he wasn't making it or not. He played for a lot of teams. At the end of his career, he played for quite a lot of teams. He played for
the Magic to the Heat, right?
Well, he went from the Magic, Lakers, right? No. He went to the Magic to the Lakers,
then to the Heat,
and then to the Heat,
and then back to Lakers.
Oh, maybe he did win. I'm pretty sure he went to the Magic, to the Lakers after the Magic. And then he went to the Heat. Then he played for Phoenix. He played for Cleveland. He played for Boston. Who else did he play for?
In 2010 he played for Boston.
He played for Boston.
So he went from the Magic
to the
Lakers,
right?
To Miami,
right?
And
Phoenix,
Toronto.
Oh, I didn't know he played for the Raptors.
07, 08, briefly before he went back to Miami. That's what it says here.
Okay, back to Miami.
Then to Phoenix. Remember, he was in Phoenix for 2 years. Then Cleveland, then Boston.
And he stopped in Boston.
So he had So at 8 seasons, Lakers, 4 with Orlando, 4 Miami, 2 Phoenix, 2 Cleveland, 1 Boston.
He won a championship with Miami. He won three or four with the Lakers. And that was it. He never won a championship anywhere else.
Yeah. Well, it says TOT. Is that Toronto?
Yeah. Toronto, yes. So here's Pete talking to JT Walsh. JT Walsh is a friend of the program, right?
Yes.
And he doesn't like him because he's the one that causes programs to be illegitimate.
Yeah. So Vince Carter was involved with recruiting Shaq to the Raptors, but it didn't
Okay.
work out. Then he wound up going back to Miami.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Patrick Ewing was on the Knicks for so long, and then goes to this Seattle, who was dying for a team back again.
Seattle.
Seattle
Patrick
wants a
Ewing
team.
played for Seattle
He was
for
by
how
the
long?
Sonics, yep.
How long?
A couple of years. This is very weird seeing him in a Seattle Sonics uniform.
By the way, the Seattle Supersonics are now the Oklahoma City Thunder.
They're very sensitive about that.
I know. Do you believe Seattle has a hockey team?
Right? I know.
It's Seattle Kraken?
I know.
So
All right,
JT
so
Walsh is talking about how all the money that he's put into getting players is clean. He can start all over again.
I love it. They change it. Like he played the Knicks from the Knicks from 85 to 99.
Yeah.
If you go on his career history, it says he played for the Oklahoma City, but there's
right.
yeah, but it's
never one
Seattle.
city.
Yeah, no, 2000. Then he was there for a year. Then he played for the Magic for a year. Then he retired.
Gotcha. It's so weird to see some of these players who, Patrick Ewing is a Knick, but
Yes.
he played for Seattle and the Magic. It just sounds weird.
Well, like Akeem Olajuwon, being a part of Houston, then his last year being in Toronto for a year. It's just very,
I remember seeing that. Well, even like Michael Jordan playing for the Wizards. That's the weirdest thing ever. And like Allen Iverson, seeing him play for Denver, it was weird too.
Like, Karl Malone in 2003 playing for the Lakers.
For the Lakers,
the last year. They have like this 1 year.
Because he wanted to ring.
Unless you're Larry Bird, which you stay with your team, 12 years.
A lot of players don't do that anymore.
No. Like John Starks, he was with Golden State initially, then with the Knicks majority of his career, then back to Golden State, Chicago, Golden State, then Utah.
John Starks ended up playing for the Bulls for a while. I remember.
Yeah,
that.
briefly. Yeah, 99. Halfway, he was Golden State, and then he went to Chicago for 4 games, just 4 games.
Okay, see, that's why I don't remember that.
Yeah, and then he went to Golden State again, remaining 33, and then he was in Utah the last 2 years.
Yeah. So Neon is at Pete Bell's ex-wife's house, doing his studies. So she's gonna help him. Yeah, if she finds out that like he's doing he's failing the SEDs on purpose.
Yeah. Like we're talking about teams, players and teams. Like it was like Charles Oakley. It was weird for me to see him in a Raptors jersey.
Well, don't forget he was originally a Bull. He was originally a Bull.
Bulls is fine. It's where he came from.
Yeah.
But he was there for 3 years, then went to the Knicks, for the majority of his career. But then seeing him in a Raptors jersey was so odd, Then he went back to the Bulls in 2001.
They traded him to the Knicks for Bill Cartwright, if I remember
Cartwright
for Seinfeld for. So Pete Bell is
Calbert Cheney. Yeah. The size of this guy.
So Pete Bell's super excited that he's got these 3 blue chip players and they're excited and ready to go.
Business. Here we go.
Now here you go. Business. He's going to talk about business. Ricky Rowe.
This pisses him off.
He does not
You can see his face turn.
care for that. And he kind of looks uncomfortable too, talking about it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you think it's driven by his parents. He's
Right.
delivering a message.
Yeah. Because he's saying that he's already been offered this amount of money. He wants to match and he wants to play here. So he's telling him he wants to play here.
He's sweating from playing, but he's also sweating from asking the questions.
Right. It's double sword here.
Yeah.
And he's like, get out of here. You can't take it. So he thought, Pete Bell thought he was doing it the right way. He thought he was legitimately it was going to work. He was going to get these 3 guys to play the right, legitimate way.
I mean, 2 out of 3 is not bad, though.
What do you mean 2 out of 3?
Getting 2 out of 3 of them.
He gets 3 of them. He gets them.
I'm just saying right now, where we're in the movie, even if he got 2, it's still good.
Oh! As if he in his mind he let Ricky go.
Yeah.
I already got 2 the legitimate way. Gotcha.
Yeah, still good. It's still good to get 2 out of 3 of them.
He's still pissed. He's still he wants Ricky. He wants the guy.
Oh yeah. But you get 2 solid players instead of 3, but doing it the right way. That's still a good percentage.
Right. It's like how the basketball is. The big 3. Everybody needs that big 3.
Yeah.
How do you think about it? How do you feel about that? The big 3 thing. Like they say LeBron ruined basketball because of him doing that with Miami.
What's Michael Jordan? He had Pippen and
well, Pippen was already on the team.
Yeah,
it was Pippen and Jordan, and they brought Rodman in.
Yeah,
but but then the Celtics, they did it too with Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and Kevin Garnett.
Yeah. Well, the Heat with Shaq, Dwayne Wade, and what's his name?
Eddie Jones was on that team, wasn't he? Eddie Jones on that team. Ray Allen was on that team.
Ray Allen was it?
Ray Allen, Ray Allen, Shaq, and Dwayne Wade. And then the other big 3 was LeBron, Bosh, and Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, so it was LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Bosh.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then before that, it was Ray Allen, Shaq, and Dwayne Wade. So here comes Pete Bell. He was Bob Cousy. What?
I mean, you look at Lowry, Jimmy Butler, and Bam was Adebayo. Currently.
Who? Oh, right. Currently, you're right.
Yeah, Miami.
Jimmy Butler.
They're comparing those 3 to the original big 3.
Oh yeah, they're not really comparable. The 76ers have like a big 4.
The problem with the Knicks is go ahead. Sorry.
They'll say they got Embiid, James Harden.
Yes.
Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris. They got a big 4 right there. All right,
that's the problem. The Knicks never had a full 3. They maybe had 2.5.
Yeah.
But never a full solid 3. Because Oakley was a solid player, but it's not that.
He wasn't a scorer.
Upper tier. Yeah. You had Ewing.
Yeah.
Starks' heart wasn't consistent enough to follow.
All right. So not to interrupt you, but now
John Deere tractor.
They've got Pete Bell went to go talk to JT Walsh about getting these players. So Butch McRae's mom has a job.
Yep.
And Ricky Rose's dad has his tractor. And Neon Baudet is getting this Cadillac. And
is he dirty? Yeah, is he dirty now?
He's like, I didn't ask for a Cadillac. Whose is this? And then here we go. Butch McRae's mom's moving into her house. So it's all happening. everything that they've all wanted, they're getting. I don't think there's. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with the big three basketball things that they're doing.
No,
it makes
no.
it competitive. If it works, it works. Obviously,
Yeah.
it didn't work with the big three with Harden, Durant, and Irving. It didn't work. Here's Ricky Rowe getting his bag of money. Can you imagine just getting a bag of money like that? Just show up to some guy shows up to your house and gives you a bag of money. So Pete Bell gets the call. It's all been done. Why do you think they gave Neon a car? Like why a car?
Just to
Why
keep
a
him, like, he
caddy?
didn't ask for it. Yeah, he
He
didn't
didn't
ask,
ask for anything.
Here we go. The faxes sent in. The fax.
It's a dot matrix printer here.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the letters of intent.
And now, Ed O'Neill is on this. How are they getting
He's
all these guys?
Right. He can smell it. He can smell it
I smell
out.
collusion. I smell collusion.
Here's a surprise. Did he pass the entrance exam to get in? Yes, he did.
All right.
All right. So he owes him $100. Right, nobody was trying to pick up Neon Bordeaux. He wants his $100 now.
I bet Shaq to this day will want the $100 still.
Sure. He owns. I think he owns. Does he own part of Papa John's or something?
Yes.
Or dollar or like.
I'll get the list.
He owns a lot of stuff.
Yes.
And the car insurance, the general.
The general, because he had that insurance when he's growing. It was very affordable.
Yeah.
He had that growing up.
And his sneaker is still the highest selling sneaker because he sells it in Walmart at an inexpensive price.
He wanted to make it more affordable as opposed to Jordan.
Yeah.
Because the two silhouettes in basketball sneakers, Jordan and then Shaq, and the dunk man.
Shaq's a good guy. He really is taking care of people. I love on like Instagram, you'll see him, in a Walmart or something, and some kids wants a bike, and he ends up buying like a bike and everything else for the people.
So he's in commercials for the General,
right.
Gold Bond, Icy Hot, and Buick.
Right.
But he owns Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley.
Wow.
Forever 21, J.C. Penney.
Which is probably going out of business.
He owns 50 brands, he explained. So he has 155 Five Guys Burgers restaurants, 17 Annie's Pretzels restaurants, 150 car washes, 40 24-hour fitness centers, a shopping center, movie theater, and several Las Vegas nightclubs.
Yeah, he's got a lot of money. Hand over fist he's getting.
His net worth is somewhere around $400 million per NBC Sports.
$400 million?
Yeah, I think The Rock has more now.
Wow.
He takes around $60 million per year for endorsements.
I'm pretty sure
in the NBA,
also,
he had $292 million in pure salary alone, just from salary. On top of that, he netted somewhere around $200 million solely as a result of endorsement deals. I mean, you look at that. But he's smart. He bought businesses. He bought, like Allen Iverson,
keeps
blowing all his money.
Yeah. Money keeps coming in.
Take that money, invest it, and you build have passive income coming in for him owning those businesses.
Passive income is the thing, though. That's the thing now.
That's my goal, is have passive income.
Me too. So now there, Ed O'Neill has found out, he's got the pictures of all these things happening to these players all of a sudden, and now they're playing for the Western University Dolphins. How do they know to watch those guys too? Like Ed O'Neill had all these guys being watched. I don't understand that.
He's probably targeting all top players, not just.
But like, why Neon Bordeaux? Because nobody was looking for Neon, and obviously he's got somebody watching Neon.
Now he does
that part. Well, now he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now him and his ex-wife are hanging out again. holding hands. The possibilities, right, Sean?
Yeah.
Never. So he has his own little corner with his pictures of himself on the wall.
Yes.
How hilarious. Yeah, so he's playing dumb, you know? He's
Yes.
playing dumb. He's doing it legit. He didn't give anybody money. Like, honestly, he never
It's technically
physically
he didn't.
gave. He
It was the
physically did
boosters.
not
He
give
didn't.
anybody.
Yeah.
Right. No,
Yes.
it's not boosters. Friends
Well,
of the program.
Yeah. Sorry, not boosters. Yes.
Sorry.
All right.
So technically, he is running a clean program. He just told somebody that it would help to give somebody these guys.
As clean as Hulk Hogan in the 80s. All right, pal. Brother.
Funny. Brother. No, he can't have an autograph.
As clean as Barry Bonds and Mark McGuire in the mid 90s.
Yeah, Barry Bonds. If you look at his statistics, he would have been a Hall of Famer if he had not.
Oh, I agree,
done
100%.
anything.
100%. You should consider that outside his
Right.
play alone before.
Yeah, granted,
that time period,
he
yeah.
wouldn't be the home run king, but he would definitely.
But his play warranted it before that.
Yeah, he had like 3 or 4 MVPs before all
Yes.
that stuff happened. He blames Mark
Like,
McGuire
where's
and
the
Sammy
line?
Sosa.
Because like Piazza could have been taking him. I mean,
Yeah, that's what they say.
Where's the line?
Possibly, yeah. Well, they say that he blames Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa because he wanted a piece of the pie and all the attention that they were getting during those times. It was a 30 for 30 on it. It was really good.
I have to watch that.
Yeah.
Getting ready for baseball season. I'm excited.
Yeah, the first home run happened yesterday. It was hit yesterday. Did spring
Oh, yeah?
training. With some guy, I have no idea who. You see Freddie Freeman sign with the Dodgers.
Mm.
It's a shame. I heard the Mets already missed the playoffs.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, it's over.
It's over.
For a while, I thought that
you can't
Barry
deny DeGrom could be the greatest pitcher of all time.
of all time.
Yes.
Of all time.
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
do you know which pitchers have pitched all time?
He's a modern day Nolan Ryan. Okay.
And so I guess they're going to trade him away too.
I hope not. Well, knowing them, I mean, we got rid of
They
Syndergaard.
traded Nolan Ryan. They could trade him.
Yeah. Don't get me started on that. I was very upset about that.
I don't know.
He's up there though. We'll see. I mean, just injuries.
Time will tell. Time will tell. Time will tell. But if personally,
You can't go based upon win-loss record because
no,
Mets
Nolan
can't
Ryan.
score.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nolan Ryan has a terrible win-loss record. If you look.
Oh
it
yeah,
up.
it's ERA,
Terrible.
and yeah, because it'll be a 1-0 game and the Mets will lose.
Yeah. Should be better. Yeah, it should be better this year. On paper, they're better than this year.
You would think.
I'm excited for baseball season.
I always fall back to the episode of Family Guy when Stewie's sitting in Citi Field, Chase Stadium, and it's the beginning of the Mets season, and the season's over. And the fans go, "Oh,
Oh, there was a part where I thought Bobby Bonilla was going to be the highest paid player this year if they didn't finish. If they didn't lock out or not.
oh."
Right,
Right?
Bobby
I'm
Bonilla.
so sick. When does that end?
I think he's got another 9 years left. Well, I think it was like after Bryce Harper's contract is up, which was a 13-year contract. 5 years after that, or something like that. That's when Bobby Bonilla's contract would be up.
That's the smartest deal any player's made.
The thing is, though,
I don't want it now. Split it up. I don't.
It wasn't uncommon. It wasn't uncommon. A lot of players did it. Mets are still
Give him security.
Mets are still paying Brett Saberhagen.
Yeah.
The Mets are paying a lot of players still because of that deferred payment stuff. but it's still happening. It's still they still deferred payment is still happening to this day. So no, Butch McRae's talking to Pete about, I don't want to play anymore. I want to go home. Will my mom lose her house? I don't know.
You
And Pete's
think?
like, I don't know about your house. What are you talking about? Come on, Butch. You're not dumb. You don't play, you're gonna lose all that stuff. See, he's playing dumb. He has no idea what he's talking about.
Well, obviously you're not playing. You just can't collect and
Right.
cash out.
That doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. I remember him. I think he goes to JT Walsh. He goes, "You tell him to suck it up." See, Pete's no. He's like, he knows this is why I didn't want to do it this way. This is not
Yes.
the best way. Now he calls JT, which now we know that Pete Bell knows that he's running a dirty program now.
Well,
Officially.
you knew that all along.
Yeah. But he didn't want to. He didn't want to think that way. He wanted to say
Yeah.
that he was having a.
Well, he's going blind to it, numb to it.
Yeah.
No, this is not happening.
Yeah, but
It's not me. I
now
ain't
it's
telling you.
happening. So he's telling him to sell ice to an Eskimo. New job, new house. He better be happy enough to play.
Well, he's got a point there. I mean, it's wrong, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. He said he better be practice that Monday. Suck it up,
Well, I
Penny.
mean, what does Butch expect?
Yeah, and it's not. He's not like. He doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. Your mom wanted this stuff for you to play here, so you're gonna play. If you don't play, you don't get the stuff, right?
Yeah. It's a lesson in life for young Butch.
That's for sure. It's far away from
nothing's
home.
for free. Yeah.
California is far from Chicago. So now she's hanging out more around him, Look at those VHS tapes. VHS tapes. Now it'd be like on a thumb drive or like on the cloud.
Yeah.
On the
No,
cloud.
on the cloud. It'll be on the cloud. It's on the shared drive.
And she knows JT Walsh. She knows
Yes.
what he does.
She knows he's dirty.
And if Ricky Rowe is hanging out with him, she's like, she can smell it. Something's going on.
Yeah. Smell collusion.
See, White's House is very happy. That's his name. He's a friend of the program. Happy is a friend of the program. This dude should have played dumb as hell. And she's like, oh, I can't believe it. She totally lost all respect for him.
Yeah, he doesn't want him there at all.
No. He doesn't want to see Ricky hanging out with Happy. He's just loaning him a car. Now, see, this is where Ricky is selfish. He asked for money, he got what he wanted. Now he's he's taking a car, and now he wants more.
Maybe Happy's approaching him for all this, and he's taking his young kid. Of course,
He's not going to say no to a car, right?
Yeah. It's like letting the devil in, and now you're paying for it.
So he tells him to shut up. You're the coach. He's like, Pete, you told me to do this. You told me to the friends of the program to set it up for you.
It's not that easy. There's you have to pay.
Yeah.
Everything comes at a price.
He tells Happy he's a scumbag. JT Walsh, he was good. I liked him. He had
Yes.
a shortened life. Like he died too early.
How long did he pass away? He played a great asshole.
He did not too long after this movie. think he was
Really?
in.
That really?
Yeah, yeah. You looking it up, or should I look it up?
I'm looking it up.
Because he was in Broken Arrow.
98,
Yeah, 4 years after this movie.
55 years old. That's right. He played. He was like him, and what's his name that was in Hoosiers last week? They play great assholes.
He's
Yeah.
a right Negotiator. Oh, that was a great movie. He was in Negotiator. That was a
Yes.
great movie.
Yes. Great movie.
In Pleasantville, yeah, he was really good in Pleasantville. Executive Decision, another good one.
Yes. Yes. Another good one.
And Breakdown, he was an amazing character. He was amazing in Breakdown.
He would have been. He would have been really good. I mean, if you know he you know didn't pass away so soon.
Yeah,
Played a great asshole.
he did. 1998. Yep. So now, what Happy did?
So
Happy
now-
just
yeah, he
Happy
told him
played.
that he's
He
dirty.
told him
He was
he's been
yeah,
dirty
yep.
this whole time.
Yep.
You just didn't know
And
it.
now he's trying to find game film. Now, if this was current day, he just click through files and find
Yeah, right.
the date, or do a search.
Right. He bought Tony. He thought that he
Yeah.
bought his one of his
Yep.
best his best players or
Yes.
the players that means a lot to him. Who means a lot to him.
And you'll see here, this is where I really noticed when I remember being young, noticing the intricacies of this, where he was looking at the clock.
Right. So Tony was like a freshman or something, right? How do they remember the point spread of that game?
I know that's what they're saying. How do I remember that?
Yeah.
Now,
Big
I mean,
one.
you can get your phone to look it up right away.
Right, yeah.
If you look at
So Pete Bell's not saying what talking. He's not saying
no,
anything.
he's just watching. He's
supposed to
watching his
watch.
motions. Yep.
Because he knows how Tony plays,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Look at Tony, like a guy blew right by him." And so the guy who wasn't on who wasn't coaching the team
Mhm.
is seeing it now.
Yep.
Coincidentally pulled a hamstring in practice.
Yeah, it's a lazy pass.
Lazy one-handed pass. And Pete
Just
Bell's-
inconsistent
he's
play.
right?
He's noticing,
Because
yeah.
not for the that kind of play that he's used to seeing from
Yeah.
him. He goes, "I guarantee you didn't cover the spread." Freshman mistakes. They're making excuses for him.
But he knows.
Yeah. Always on his ass.
They say no way.
They don't believe it. They don't believe it.
But he knows.
Look
Yeah.
at he's
He's
looking
looking
at the clock.
See? Yep. And he wants to cry right now.
Yeah, because they know he's special to them. Another bad pass.
See, they're gonna anger with each other.
Right. So he's taking it personally.
Yep, and he's going after him.
He's going to track. He's going to the dorms.
Yep.
I guess it's a frat house almost, right?
Yes. Yep.
And he's going to go look for Tony. Tony Hollywood. He's like, "Me, coach, what are you doing here?" Did you shave points? Did you take money, Tony? He wants to say to his face.
Yep.
He doesn't believe him.
Just once.
So now he did. He said he did. He did. just didn't cover the spread. So
Look at his eyes.
he's in shock.
His heart's broken.
Tony was his boy, right? Tony was
Mm-hmm.
his special player for him. And Tony's like broken up about it. He knows. He's saying, oh, he's always been there for him. And Tony's crying because Pete's like a dad to him.
Yeah, it's a father figure.
Now he's just raking him through the coals over it too, right? The purest thing in his life, he just trashed it. And what's like his like Pete? What's going through his mind? Like his world is like spiraling.
Yeah.
He's headed over to Happy. Because
This movie marks a record for us.
What's that?
First movie we covered where it lost money. It was budget was 35 million and box office drew in 26.
Oh, really? How about that?
Yeah.
I would have not figured that.
Yeah.
So I thought he was going to Happy. So he's going to Jenny's house.
Yep.
She doesn't want to talk to him.
No, she knows.
I don't want to talk to you. She's like in shock. And she knows that he lied to her. She knows.
So a lot of people compare this to the program, behind the scenes of college football. This is
Right.
behind the scenes of college basketball.
Did this come out before or after the program?
I think it was after.
I think it was. I'll have to look that up.
I'm looking it up. Yeah, 93. So a year prior.
So a year prior to this.
Yeah, half a year because this is in February. That was September 93.
So Pete is already convinced that he's already coached a fixed game.
Yep. He didn't know.
He didn't know, but he's in his mind. He already coached a fixed game, so he's done. Like he's already shot. She can't talk to him. She doesn't want to talk to him. There's nothing he can say that's gonna. There's nothing he can say. All the self-doubt that's going through his mind right now, and he's dragging himself through the ringer. I feel like this movie is like you can see Pete Bell like hunched over as the movie goes on. Like he was standing straight for a while, and like he just keeps getting hunched over.
We're at 1 hour, 20 minutes now and coming up on 20 seconds. So 1:20:20.
This movie's going pretty fast.
Yeah. It's no Any Given Sunday, but
no, it's not. The Dolphins. Western University Dolphins. I think they're gonna be playing Indiana now. Bobby Knight's gonna be here now.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on now in the NBA of coaches not being required to wear suits? They could wear athletic wear, casual wear.
I kind of like the suits. I kind of like the shirt and tie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was like a special like day that they were doing that, but
now it's this year. They started this year. Yeah,
it's weird. It's weird.
The only sport now that the coaches wear suits is hockey.
Hockey player, coaches still wear suits in hockey.
Yeah. Yep. Football, it's tough. I remember a couple coaches will try to wear suits. They wear polos or sweaters.
Yeah.
But it's tough to wear full suits. But basketball, Pat Riley is known for. I wonder if Pat Riley was coaching now, he'd still wear a suit. I think.
I bet. Yeah. I wonder why. Like, what's the point?
Yeah, like I saw Doc Rivers, wearing a suit. sweatshirt,
I'm trying to think what the point is though.
Mhm.
That's like the whole athlete. What do they call it? They call it athleisure, which is like athletic leisure clothes.
Yeah.
That's like a fashion now.
Well, even players that weren't playing, they usually wear suits,
Yeah, yeah,
on the bench.
it's weird.
All the sneakers are the same here,
Reebok.
same
Now,
style.
I think I'm pretty
So
sure
wait, the
Bobby
pep band
Hurley's
right
on this
here.
team.
Yes. The pep band you hear, Mike, was composed of students from Lafayette Jefferson High School,
There's
Frankfurt
Dick
High School.
Vitale.
Yeah, baby. And there was a small number of local professionals under the direction of Jeff Partham. So it was a combination of a couple schools, a couple
That's
high
cool.
schools. Yeah.
Dick Vitale.
Yeah, baby.
He's going through chemotherapy right now.
Yes, I know.
He is like the voice of college basketball
Oh yeah,
for a long time, right? Dickie V.
absolutely.
So he's talking up Butch and Ricky Rowe and Neon. So I guess this is the first. This is the first game, right?
Yes.
It's so weird to see Bobby Hurley on Indiana Hoosiers, right? Like
Mhm.
why? So Bobby Hurley's, we all know Bobby Hurley's a Duke guy, right?
Yep.
And so to see him and play for
There's
Indiana
Bobby
is
Knight.
weird. And so Indiana, look at he's wearing his Adidas
Yes.
shirt. He's got Adidas on there. Is Bobby Knight still alive?
I think he is. Yeah.
No, he might not be. It's gonna be awesome with a capital A.
He is 81.
That's the same age as Nick Nolte. Go figure.
Yeah. Wow. Kind of looks like the grandfather in Blue Bloods right now.
Bobby Hurley, he played in the NBA for a couple seasons.
Yeah.
Wasn't the great the great player he was in NBA in NCAA, but played for pretty sure he played for the Kings. This is good basketball action. I like this. Look, you see Bobby. He's playing his actual himself.
So he was born in Jersey City.
Bobby Hurley, yeah.
Yeah. St. Anthony High School. He was point guard at Duke from 89 to 93, so around this
Right.
time frame. He was with Christian Laettner, Grant Hill,
Yep.
earning Final Four Most Outstanding Player in 92. He was selected by the Sacramento Kings as the 7th pick in the 93 draft.
He was
signed a
number
shoe
7.
contract.
Wow.
Yeah. He signed with a new shoe company, ITZ, In the Zone. If you remember that.
In the zone shoes.
It was sold to Foot Locker exclusively. Sold at Foot Locker exclusively. It didn't really pan out for In the Zone.
No. His
he was
career
involved
didn't
in a car
really pan
accident.
out. Yeah.
While coming out from a game, he wasn't wearing a seatbelt and was thrown from the vehicle and suffered life-threatening injuries.
Right.
He returned to the NBA for the 94-95 season and played 4 more years upon that. He was traded to the Vancouver Grizzlies in 98.
Who are now the
Played
Memphis
27 games
Grizzlies.
for them. Yep.
He played 27 games with the Grizzlies.
Yeah. Then he was waived on beginning of 99, January. Then after he retired, he went to become a thoroughbred racehorse owner and breeder.
Really?
And he was hired by a scout by the 76ers in 2003.
Oh, really? That's cool. He played for he
Yeah.
was a scout for the Sixers.
And coaching, in 2010, he was announced as the assistant coach for Wagner College men's basketball team.
Huh.
Then he joined his younger brother, Dan Hurley, on the coaching staff. And he took coaching positions at Rhode Island.
Huh.
And then he was named the head coach of the Buffalo Bulls in 2013, replacing Reggie Witherspoon.
Huh. So is he still coaching to this day
Um,
at Buffalo?
right now, no, he's with.
He should take over for Duke. He should take over for Krzyzewski,
Yeah,
right?
right. In 2018, he led the Sun Devils its first home win and second one ever against number one Kansas.
Arizona State.
Yeah.
There's another. Indiana has champion on their jerseys. Champion was huge back then, and they kind of faded away, and now they're coming back again.
Yep. So he's currently the head coach of Arizona State Sun Devils.
Okay, so he's gone through the coaching ranks from lowest to a lot higher.
Yeah.
So yeah, he could take over at Duke. I wonder who's going to take over at Duke.
I love
So
this
Bobby,
this
Bobby Knight. That's
acting.
vintage Bobby Knight,
Yes.
or I say classic Bobby Knight.
Neon.
Yeah, Bodo.
Yeah, but
Well, you can see that Pete Bell's not really screaming too much. You know, he's
more so. You see him, when he act out,
he's
punting the ball,
subdued,
but,
right? He's very subdued.
I think because the life is taken out of him from everything that happened.
Because he kind of knows like this game is
not pure
to him. Because he did exactly what Tony did, right? He took everything that was pure to him, and he corrupted
ruined it. Yep.
So
he's taking out
talk
the way
about a
he
hypocrite.
feels,
Like
I
talk
think,
about a
out on
hypocrite,
Tony, yeah.
right? Talk about
He's
a hypocrite.
taking out his feelings about himself is on Tony.
Exactly right. Yeah, he took out. He's projecting.
Yep. And he's just thinking back at everything that happened.
Right. It's all these flashbacks. Of
He's at a
what
breaking
they
point
said.
here.
Right. He's done. He's not even paying attention to the game at this point. Right,
because they're winning, but it means nothing to him.
Right, he's just betrayed him. He's betrayed everything that he used to scoff at.
Yep.
And they're losing. They're not even he's not even doing anything.
Granted, it's the first game, new team come together.
Yeah, it takes a while to get together.
Yeah. It's funny that you see this now. I saw they use iPads now for this, and then they have tablets.
They do, yeah. Like the NFL has Surfaces, Microsoft Surfaces.
Yep. I mean, this is
So Indiana's the number one.
This is 30 years ago, Mike. It's crazy, right?
It is crazy.
It's about.
That coach saying right now. He was in another movie. I cannot remember what, but he was definitely in another movie, like playing just like side character.
I think he was in Loafers.
Maybe. Oh, you think so? We're Sandals.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Dex. A dunk.
It's an alley-oop to win the game. So he knocked off the number one team in the nation, right?
Yep, and everyone's happy, but not coach.
Not coach. It's storming the court. There's that music, that college music, right? The trumpets and the drums and the tambourines and the trombones. They put him on his shoulders, and he's like you look how unenthusiastic Pete Bell looks.
Yes.
He's like, this is garbage. It's fake.
He's got the Bill Belichick face.
I guess they would probably celebrate this much after
Yeah, it's a
knocking off
big game
the
for
number
them.
two. Their first win as a team, right?
Yep. As the game wraps up, we see Coach entering. We're at the 1 hour now and approaching the 32-minute mark. 1:32 right now.
I love all the sayings they have on the walls. Don't complicate winning. Don't complicate winning. Okay.
Like Ted Lasso, believe.
Believe. God, I love Ted Lasso. That's a great
Love
show.
Ted Lasso.
So now he's got to give his winning speech, right? Rules don't make much sense. He believes in the rules. Some of us broke the rules. He thinks he's just talking. Tony thinks he's just talking about Tony, but then
Yeah.
Pete says, "I broke him." He can't. He can't win. He can't play. But he can't do it. Yeah, Ricky knows that he didn't do it right. Neon knows. Butch
It hits
knows.
them. Yeah, that's not
Tony
worth it.
knows. Yeah. Doing it illegitimately is not worth it.
It's no difference than the NBA.
What do you say? I love
To
you
him,
all
NBA's
very much.
yeah, yep. To him, college separates the NBA by they wanted to play for playing purposes, not for monetary
Right.
purposes, for education and play in the game.
Right. Well, now kids in college can take endorsements, right? Pretty sure they can do endorsements now. Something like
Unless
that.
that's changed, I don't think they could have, but unless that's
Yeah,
changed,
I think they changed.
I know now gambling has been allowed, in especially in Jersey for
Right, for
collegiate.
parks, you can do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
So he's like taking the walk of shame, right? He's got to go to the press conference and talk about his win.
They're
right?
expecting, a positive conference. They're not expecting. The only person who's expecting what's going to be said is Ed O'Neill's
Ed
character.
O'Neill. He's the only. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the only one that knows, or
And,
doesn't know he's going to do it now. But
Yes.
he's not.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not surprised.
yep.
Number one,
He's
Pete.
happy. That's what Happy gets pissed. Happy does
Right.
not get so happy.
He does not. Oh, I don't think you could. That's not a PC.
You can't. Yeah.
Can't say that. Can't say that nowadays.
Might as well throw an Oriental out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That I do not remember that part of the movie. So these guys are listening to him. They're like, "What is he talking about? What are you talking about, Pete?" Here's Ed. Wants to tell us the first question.
Now here's the speech of the movie.
All right, here we go. He asked him a question about neon and a car.
Yep.
Is that his name is actually Ed
Yeah.
in the movie? So they think he's just joking.
Yeah.
Happy's like, yeah, let's play it off. A nuclear surfboard. Yeah, that's what it was. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Neon didn't want it. Everybody's like, what? Huh?
Yeah. Neon didn't want anything.
No. 13
Happy's like,
rebounds.
what is going on?
I love Happy's face. Wait till you flash Happy's
Yeah.
face. Imagine what Neon would have done if we tried to give him a Ferrari. So far, like, everybody's kind of like thinking he's kidding.
No, yeah, but he see,
But
right
like
there.
Bob Cousy knows,
Yeah,
his
he
ex-wife knows. And then Happy,
As
with his
Happy.
face, Happy knows that he knows.
Not so happy.
Happy's not so happy. Give a kid a tractor. House. So this is look at Happy's face. Like he's like, I want to kill you, Pete.
Mhm.
Which is not too far off. Like that's
Yeah.
it is. It's like that. It's about money. I was reading an article today about how much March Madness has put out. $190 million. JT's Happy's like, you're done. Go coach in Bulgaria. He's got the. This is funny what he says about Happy.
Hmm.
Going to the cash machine. He could buy the best players money can buy. You know, everybody takes a bath here. Like Bob Cousy, he's gone. Everybody's
Mhm.
loses their job because of this. Yeah, I wish my brother was here because he does this. He talks to colleges. He helps players get into college for sports. Legitimately, you know, he like legitimately
Yeah.
helping kids get into sports rather than
Like
illegitimately.
yeah, like Bob bought a tractor.
He bought this guy a tractor the other day.
Like his ex-wife was like, happy he's doing this, but sad at the same time. Happy sad.
Yeah. You think Happy is now goes by the name Sad? He's not.
I
He's
think
sad
so.
now. He's very
He's not gonna be
sad.
so happy in jail.
No, well, who knows? Nothing can go to jail for that, right? What do you go
Nah,
to
he would
jail
get,
for?
if, I don't know, community service. He would be charged, fine,
For definitely going to be
banned.
I think
from,
a ban. You no longer be around any kind of programs. He lets it all out, right? He doesn't keep anything
Yes.
back.
This
'Cause
would
he's
be
never-
current day. This would be streamed live on TikTok, Twitter,
Oh yeah, this would go
Facebook.
as
Yeah.
viral. They would go. This would go
Yeah.
viral. He cheated his profession. Two words. He quits. Two words he never thought he'd say. I quit. And
I
honestly,
remember vividly this part. I'm just walking off.
right? Honestly, nowadays, that like conference, that whole like press conference is like in front of screens now. They don't even like
Yeah.
run it in the room anymore. This movie, that doesn't have a big soundtrack.
No.
You notice that there's not much music
Yes.
in this movie.
Yeah.
You know, there's
They
the
let
little
the sounds of the game.
sounds of the
some
game
light
and like
orchestra.
the little the band playing, but that's about it.
Mhm.
And so now he's walking through the streets
And this is what means more to him, seeing kids just play to play.
Right.
And you see his future,
Right.
teaching young kids.
He said seeing a 10-year-old play basketball.
Like the
And there's
games I watch my son in, he'd probably love that, seeing
Yeah.
the kids learning how to play.
So he's go back to the roots. He sees this young kid. He's got a lot of
Yeah.
potential, right? Nobody can stop him. And you see like the flashing star, like see the star in the background there, flashing star,
Yeah.
he's got a bright light right here. And these kids no idea who this guy is.
Yeah.
So he's gonna teach his kid how to play basketball. Like how to shoot a basketball. It's hard to believe this kid doesn't know how to shoot the basketball like that. Like,
Because a lot of kids they just do.
they just do it, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's like, Joel Embiid. He didn't start playing basketball until he was like 16 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing to think that.
Yeah, right.
He just turned 28.
Right here.
West-
So he was banned from the tournament, played for 3 years.
The university
West
was.
University. Yep.
Tony passed TV and graduated. He now plays in Europe. I love when they tell you what happened to these guys.
Yeah.
Now he plays in Europe. Ricky Rowe injured his knee,
Yeah.
and now he just runs his father's farm.
He dropped out of school.
Butch and Neon dropped out of school.
They now play in the NBA.
They now play in the NBA.
Still fine with the refs.
Pete Bell still fighting with the refs.
In a small high school. Now he's coaching a high school.
Somewhere in the Midwest. Somewhere in Oklahoma or Iowa or somewhere. That's it.
And there you have it.
I liked it. I like that movie still. I still like that movie.
Yeah. Still lives up. I give it a 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10 you give it?
Yeah. I'd say solid, enjoyable movie.
Definitely an enjoyable movie.
Yeah.
6, I give like a 5 or 6, I would say. It's kind of like, the dialogue isn't the best dialogue, right? Neon and
The themes behind it, I'd say.
Anthony Hardaway aren't the best actors.
Yeah. Well, the lines were mitigated, and it was more so telling the theme and behind the scenes and the messaging of legitimacy in collegiate sports.
Right. Well, I'm looking up here on IMDb.
What's your potatoes though? First, what do you give it?
A 5. 5 or 6, I said.
Okay, you said okay.
Yeah. That's my Rotten Potatoes. It's a 6.2 on IMDb and a 37% on Rotten Tomatoes. 37%. 37% on Rotten Tomatoes.
It could get a 5, I'd say, but 6 just
That's why I
because
said 5 or 6.
I enjoyed watching it when I was younger. I like the themes behind it. It's not a draining movie.
They can redo this. They can remake this movie too.
This is one that's very easily remade.
Easily, right?
Yeah. The remakeable.
Yeah, definitely.
Now let's go back to our question. We let it dormant for a couple weeks. Who would you remake it with this day and age?
Well, I like to see.
So with the coach.
Coach.
For the players, because that's maybe a little more difficult.
Right. So the coach, I would probably get. Let's see. Coach. Samuel L. Jackson would be a good coach.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, I like Samuel L. Jackson.
Be a lot of yelling.
Exactly. And I think they should get you get NBA players that play in the movie too, like Joel Embiid or Ben Simmons or Kevin Durant. That'd be fun to get that.
You have to get younger players too, though, because
they
got Shaq and Penny when they were younger coming in.
Yeah. But see, that's a problem. There's What college basketball players do you know off the top of your head? Right? You knew Shaq.
Not now, yeah.
You knew Shaq. You knew Chris Webber. You knew Bobby Hurley and Christian Laettner, and you knew these guys because they played more than 1 year in college.
The last one I can remember was Ball.
Lonzo Ball for UCLA.
Yeah.
He played with more than 1 year there. He played 3 or 4 years there. I think he played 3 years. But that was it. That's the last guy. So who knows? Who knows if they'll ever make this movie? But they could. I can see it.
Yeah, can definitely see it modern day.
Yeah,
using the technology, the cryptocurrency aspect.
Yeah, crazy other stuff to it. Sure.
Yeah.
So that'll do it for us.
Yeah.
If you want to, what?
Another solid week, I think.
Yeah.
As we go through March Madness, and before you finish,
here,
ripping of the notes.
Here it is. If you want to follow us on Facebook and the Twitter machine and Instagram, you can find us on Let's All Rewatch the Movies. Follow like our YouTube channel, and follow us on Patreon.
Yeah.
Anything else? You got anything else to say about the movie?
That'll do it. The theme is you want to live a clean life.
Right.
Pure.
Run a clean program.
Pure. Yeah, clean program. Mr. Pete Bell.
Thanks again for watching the movie with me, Sean.
Yeah, it's fun again. I look forward to next week. And come on, give us a hint.
I can give you a hint. Ready? It's a basketball movie. Well, no, it's not. It's not considered a basketball movie.
I'm shaking my head right now.
It's not considered a basketball movie. It has basketball in it.
6 minutes of basketball.
No, it's got more than 6 minutes of basketball. I still can't get over the fact that Hoosiers had only 6 minutes of basketball.
Yep.
That is amazing.
6 minutes. All right. That wraps it up.
That's it.
I'm looking at my clock, Mike, and we're out of time.